Well, if you're watching this video, you've probably purchased one of our Generations farm table kits. So, real quick in this video, it's pretty simple to put together. Matter of fact, when you get the table, when you receive the table, you'll notice that the skirt's already attached. It'll have the legs, it'll already be wrapped up, and you'll have all your nuts installed right here, your nuts and washers installed on your legs. So I want to show you a couple things real quick, just so there's no questions. And by the way, if you ever do have questions, you can always call us at the shop. Our number's on our website, generationsmarketplace.com, or you can message us on Facebook at Generations Marketplace, or you can actually send us a message on our website. There's several ways for you to get a hold of us if you ever have any questions with this. But let me see if I can answer a few of those before you even ask them. So you're going to receive your table with your legs, nuts and washers already installed. So when you take those off, these will fit on any corner. So these are not corner specific. You can put this leg over here, it just doesn't matter. So when you put these on, you just slide these in. Now you'll come, like I said, with washers, lock washers, and nuts. Okay, so what you want to do first, flat washer, lock washer, and then you want to install your nuts. Now, when you're installing your nuts, you want to use hand tools. You don't want to use any power tools. I don't recommend using air tools. Matter of fact, don't use air tools because if you use air tools and you break this, you avoid the warranty. So it's better to use hand tools. It takes a little bit longer, but you also have a feel of when it's going to tighten up, when it's going to get as tight as you need it to get. Real quick on this one here. So if you'll notice, we run these all the way in. Then we take just a 1/2 inch wrench. That's what it takes, a 1/2 inch wrench, which is pretty much the only tool you need to install the legs here to finish this out. So you put these on. Now what you'll do when you tighten it, you just go tight to where it's tight. Just where this lock washer flattens out. You don't want to go any tighter. If you go too tight, you'll actually cause this to force the table skirts out, and you don't want to do that. That's what happens with many tables we see. People will over tighten these bolts, or these bolts will work loose. The hole will kind of get bigger, waller out a little bit, and they'll over tighten these bolts, and then when you do that, it forces this table skirt out. So it's that simple. Put that leg on. Now, when you receive your table, you're probably going to want to stain it. You're going to maybe want to paint the skirt, stain the skirt, whatever it might be. So let me show you a couple things here real quick about that. These legs are paint quality legs, okay? They're paint grade legs. Now you can stain these. Now they don't stain like oak. They're pine legs, so they won't stain like oak. They are stainable, so you might have to play with the stain color to get it to match the table or get it close to the table color that you decide to stain. So that's the leg. Now, when you receive your table, what you'll notice on your table is what we call L brackets, or what the industry is known as is L brackets. These little L brackets that are right here. The reason we put these L brackets in is because wood moves. So this table over time will actually move back and forth. It kind of sort of floats on top of the skirt. You'll never see it, never know what happens. Every once in a while, if you look under here, you might notice one of these things kind of moved out from the slot that's in here a little bit. That's because, and that's normal, happens over time, and it will do that. So you just simply, if that were to happen, you simply just pull the screw out, reposition your metal L bracket, and then put it back in. Now, if you want to remove this skirt, to stain, say you want to stain the table and you want to do the skirt a different color, what you have to do is remove all the L brackets all the way around. Now the most important thing is you need to know on both ends there's what we call centering screws, which are located in the middle of the table on each end skirt. There's one here, you see it right there, and there's one down here. Once you remove those, pull all your L brackets out, your skirt will come off. And when you want to reinstall it after you're done staining it or whatever you're going to do with the table, you just simply place the table back on, line up all your skirt back on the table, line up all your screw holes, tighten them all back down. Again, tightening is key with oak. This is an oak table, so oak is very hard. So there's possibilities that you could break the screw. So I don't recommend you just hammer because it will break the screw. Just tighten slowly but surely. Matter of fact, you can probably start it with an impact and then hand tighten it. That way you're sure not to break the screw. A couple other things real quick. This is stain quality. This skirt is oak. It's the same as the table. So you can stain this and it'll stain the exact same color as the table. Again, these are paint quality, or you can paint these either way. But these are made of oak, so they'll stain just like the table. You can stain the legs again, but different colors you have to play with to get it to match. Now, with the table you've received, when you get the table that you purchase, what you'll notice once you get the table is that it's pretty much sanded all the way. One thing about our tables is that they have a rustic finish on top. And we leave that rustic finish, and we're not ever really sure how far to go as far as sanding, because some people like it more rustic, some people like it less rustic. So what we do is we'll sand it about 80 to 85%, and some people, that's fine. Some people want it sanded a little bit more. So what we recommend, if you are going to sand it, we recommend that you start with an 80 grit orbital sander, an orbital sander with 80 grit sandpaper on it, sand it out, get all the big stuff off, and then if you want to smooth it out, then use 220. Now understand, when you use 220 grit paper, what happens is you actually you smooth out the grains of the wood. So when you go to stain a table that's been sanded, fine sanded, you typically say if you're going to use a dark walnut stain, it's going to be about 3 shades lighter because you use 220. If you want to retain the look, that you want to match that color that's on the can, you'd want to go back and hit it real quick with some 80 grit sandpaper. You'll stain up just fine. So you stain it up, and basically stain is pretty straightforward. The directions are on most of the cans of paint or stain that you buy. You just follow it, you put it on, a wipe on the hair. There's non-wiping stain and wiping stain. We always use Minwax Varathane. Any stain will work, but it's a wiping stain. You put it on, you wipe it back off. That way you're not playing with like gel stains and those sort of things. Those things can get kind of messy, but again, personal preference. You're the boss in this. This is your project. This is your do-it-yourself project, and you want it to look how you want it to look. So once you're done staining it, then of course then you make sure that all the excess stains off. You need to let it dry 24 hours. It'll say that on the can, and then you're free to polyurethane it. You can do the skirt the same way. You can paint the skirt however you want to do it. But the key thing to remember is if you're going to do that, remember to move your centering screws to pull this skirt back off. If you're not going to pull the skirt back off, you don't even have to mess with it, and you can let her go just the way it is. So this is just a little short video just to show you about what you purchased. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to message us on Facebook at Generations Marketplace, or you can again contact us on our website, generationsmarketplace.com, and you can message us. You can contact us through our messenger on our contact page on our website, or you can even call the store. Our phone number is right there on the website. So we hope you love your table. We hope you have fun setting it up and making it look exactly like you had it pictured in your mind. And again, if you got any questions, feel free to give us a call. Thanks. Have a great day.